Nobody's talking about this in the 4Nations tournament, and it is the fact. Did you notice the Swedish women in the crowd for the Team Sweden games? I'm serious. I'm serious. Did you notice these women in the crowd? Beautiful, purebred, young, beautiful, fertile Swedish women in the crowd.
Look, Scandinavians have a wonderful track record of having...
I played there. I played there for 2 years. It was a great place. Norway was good too.
And did you notice that all the women there were incredibly
well-dressed,
beautiful, like their reputation is 100% legit.
Mm-hmm.
Scandinavian women are beautiful. They have great shelf lives. Mm-hmm. They are wonderful.
I like that shelf life. That's good.
You're not going to pump the tires of where Canada's heart beats.
Well,
in the middle of North America, the prairies, Winnipeg, central Canada, where it all culminates in Team Canada.
Well,
gets
listen,
the big win. That's it.
If you're in Western Canada, Thursday night was probably like a Thai massage. You're looking forward to it all week. A little bit scared during it, but once it's over, everything's released. But if you're in the United States, you probably had a tough couple last days.
Ooh, well, look, we're gonna get right into it, right? We're getting in.
Yep.
Like no foreplay on this one.
You want to just throw it in?
We're raw dogging it.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. No foreplay. Okay. I think there were a lot of factors that made this the most watched hockey game on the planet. Mm-hmm. A lot of factors. Mm-hmm. I think the fact that there was a lot of variables that came in with the politics of Canada and the USA and the tariffs and 51st state. Had a great call on my morning show this morning, actually, that said, no, we're not the 51st state. We're number one. We're the first, and not a state. And as a lot of people called in saying, hey, was there a bet behind the closed doors that we didn't know about? Like Trump said, hey, you'll be the 51st state. Do they now get to be our 11th province? And listen, I know I may be coming off like a bit of a gloater here, but now's the time. Now's the time, especially with this whole, oh, your dollar, oh, you should become your healthcare, blah, blah, all this chirping. And I know it's just a hockey game, but boy, oh boy, does it feel good. All due respect to our entire American audience. We love you. Absolutely, peer to peer, love you.
You make the show happen.
But we needed a big W on this one, and we got it.
Can I be the bad news bears? Because this doesn't solve the other issues of...
No, it doesn't. I get it.
Yeah.
But we needed a W, and we got it. And it feels really good.
It does.
Right?
It does. If you're in Canada, if you're in the U.S., it's a bad day. But...
How many people tuned in? How many people?
To the game?
Yeah.
9.3 million Americans tuned into the game, which made that... I think it was the most watched sporting event or most watched hockey game ever.
Thursday night's game, the first game between Canada and the USA.
Last Thursday.
This last Thursday.
Like the week before.
Did the biggest numbers outside of a Stanley Cup.
4.3 million in the U.S.
Which is really good. ABC and Disney were just, they were dusting off their shoulders. They were happy. But then to have it eclipsed, again, there were a lot of factors that made this. Without all the politics, without all of the 51st state and all that kind of stuff, without all of that, I don't think the game does as well, truthfully.
Well, in Canadian numbers wise, so in the U.S., I believe it did 4.4 million for the first game, not the second game. And then in Canada, it did 5.5 million, which I think works out to about 15% of the population, which if you subtract all the illegal immigrants that dropped off from the boat the last 5 years.
They count.
It's about
We're
half.
Counting them.
If you don't count them, that our governor has brought in, then it's about half the population, but with them it's about 15%, which is still a pretty good audience because that's individual watches, not two people watching one TV, right? So that's a lot of people watching.
Look, this has a lot of implications on next year's Olympics. Mm-hmm. I really think it does. There's a few glaring issues that I have as far as the roster goes, and a few things that I think could be picked up on, and I want to get into that later in the show. But I just want to sit and gloat for a second longer. Just for a second longer. I mean, it was perfect. The fact that our captain tied for the most points in the tournament. The guy's, I think, 9 for 11 in championship games. And we're counting this as a championship game, are we not?
Done with Sid?
Yeah.
Yep.
Talking about Sid Crosby. And the fact that the guy that's been like, oh, he can't win the big game, scores the overtime winner, Connor McJesus.
Hey, if you enjoyed what you just saw, we do new clips every single day, twice a day on the Clips channel. You see clips right here. And beside Dave's crotch, we have a full-length show every single Sunday, right by my hand.
Click right here.